All right, me and the sergeant, we're back playing in the snow. It's rough walking today. It snowed this morning, but it was real wet snow. Got a couple more inches. Had a couple of warmer days this week, so the snow melted down a lot. Oh, got some tracks here. Looks like a crow. Yeah, we had some snow melt, so it packed down. But now this morning it's really soft, sinking down into it. Like I said, it was a really wet snow this morning. I'm coming back up to put some more cards in my trail cameras. And see if I can see any tracks. I've had a hard time finding tracks in the snow in areas that are wind exposed. It's been drifting so much. The tracks are covered within a couple of hours. Like in the last video when we walked up, it was already, our tracks when we walked up were already drifted over when we went back down, and that was maybe 3 hours later after we dug out all our traps. But I ran out of power on the last video. But now our trapping season is over, except for beaver. But unfortunately yet, I haven't found any beaver local to my area. Are you cheating? Are you walking in my footsteps? Come on. You can hear me sinking in the snow. Makes for tough walking. But yeah, all that's left now open now is beaver. Now we're coming into heavier drift snow here. I want to go down and check my blind because it's probably crushed. All right, let's get to it. I did get some pictures last week from cameras that I had set up over traps that, of course, at the time I took the pictures were buried in 2 feet of snow. I had a beautiful big male coyote by the look of it. He was large because I could tell how big he was because of the log that I have my drag on the trap. I knew how long that was, so I could judge how long the coyote was. Oh, he was a really good one. He walked right by my set and was buried in snow. I had another photograph here on the corner by the cabin where I got fox on video digging a rodent out from underneath the snow. That was really cool. I had another video of the fox walking right over the top of the set when it was buried in a foot of snow. He just walked right over the top of it. Oh, what are you gonna do? That coyote picture, man, that almost made me cry. That made me cry. Having a big coyote right next to my set like that. But yeah, there's always next season. Unfortunately, the weather this year just didn't work out for late season trapping. It was awful. It was very inconsistent. We had consistently had snow, a lot of snow. So it kept changing the levels. Kept changing the ground levels. Because it would settle and then the snow would sink, and then it would snow again and come back up, and then the snow would sink again. It's like you'd have constantly been out here having to readjust traps and stuff. Just brutal. Oh, I almost made it to the cabin. But I'll put the pictures of those trap sets. I'll put them on the video here, and you'll get to see them. I had coon pass, I had fox pass those sets a bunch of times. Like I said, the sets were buried. I had the pictures where he was digging the mouse out of the snow. That was really cool. And then that big coyote. It just shows you what you think your trap might be in a bad area because you're not catching, but sometimes there's animals passing it that are just not interested in the set. Yeah, what are you gonna do? That's just how it is. Okay, here we see our first picture of the fox walking right past my set in the snow. And this one is the fox again. Here's some deer passing the set. This one here's a rabbit taking off really quickly, running from the predators. Another one here, the fox passing my set. You can see the log in the background there. Here's the one that made you cry. Walked right past my set, that big coyote. Oh man. This one's a grinner, walking past the set again. There's a fox too. Got lots of foxes passing this spot. Man, I couldn't get one to check the dirt hole out though. This one's a big coon. Crossing past the set. Now this is my other set I had next to the cabin, the fox passing it. I had foxes passing this on a regular basis. The dirt hole was right in front of the camera. Here he is, he's looking right at the camera. Now the camera you can see I had really low. There's one he walked right over the top of the set from the camera. Walked right past it, right over the top of it. Here's a good picture here, the squirrel running past it when the snow had already settled a little bit. This one here, he's sniffing around in the dirt here, or in the snow. Same with this one, he's circling, looking around, he's looking for something to eat. You can just barely make out the cabin in the background there. Good decent sized fox. Here he is digging the mouse up, or chipmunk, or whatever he found under the snow. And then this one here, and then he's carrying off the mouse. You can just see it in his mouth there, hanging out of his mouth. Ugh, here's some foolish trapper digging up his traps. Well, as you can see, some pretty interesting pictures from the trap cameras. I always like putting out some cameras by, not all the sets, but some of the sets. See what we can catch. Caught some pretty interesting footage, that's for sure. They caught some pretty interesting footage. We got some tracks here, partially covered by snow. Close together, there might be a fox. Trying to hug the edge of the woods here. I'm walking down to my furthest stand. If I flip around here by the big tree, you can see how deep the snow is still. We're just out looking for tracks. Switching cards out in my camera. But it's tough slogging now. Some of the snow is really shallow, other parts of it's going up past my knees. But yeah, caught some interesting pictures as always on the trail cameras over the traps. Like I said, the last of my trapping season really got shut down with really poor weather. Gives me a lot of respect for guys who trap up in the Yukon and up in Canada and Alaska, places like that where they have to deal with weather conditions like that all the time. Their trapping laws are a little bit different to mine. I can't set big conifers and stuff on dry land. I can only use them in the water. It's tougher to keep footholds working. There's ways around it though. There's ways around it. I'm always learning something new regarding trapping. I always try to, educate myself every year a little bit more. Something I'm really interested in. A definite list of mine is to catch at least one of every fur bearer in the state of Pennsylvania. And then maybe we'll move on to other states. That's my goal. It's easier said than done. A lot of it depends on your location. Some guys have good bobcat and fisher populations. Other places don't. Some people have good beaver populations, other places don't. A lot of times you have to travel, especially with the trap check laws here. They're usually 36 hours the longest you can leave a trap. Especially live catch. I don't like leaving it more than 24 hours. Especially if it's on public land. I certainly won't leave it longer than that. I check them every day. early in the morning if possible, if not immediately after work. So it's a lot. It's really time consuming, and it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Weasel has been really hard for me. A lot of guys in the north, a weasel's kind of a nuisance. You know, they get them caught in their marten boxes and fisher traps and stuff like that. There used to be a lot of weasel around here, and then they really went down in population. I think if I trapped some of the bigger woods areas that are further north of me, more northern or north central PA, where they have really big pine forests and you know, less people, more woodland, a little less farmland, a little more, you know, more bigger open woods, might increase my chances. But like I said, we're still working on it. But I hope you enjoyed the trapping videos that I put together this year. This will probably be the last one, and hopefully we'll get back at it next year. I'm really looking forward to trying my cable restraints next season. That's something that's going to be new for me. I'm really looking forward to that. Here we have some tracks here. Looks like a fox. Man, the animals love this hollow here. I don't know what it is, but they really like traveling that. I can see more deer tracks here that are snowed in along the edge of the woods. But thanks for following the trapping videos. I'm going to see if I have actually a video coming up. That'll be a trapping equipment unboxing. I just ordered a bunch of stuff. But we'll see that later on. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.